Hello mga mahal! Welcome back to my learning channel. This is One Up Tutorials where you can level up your math skills with me, Miss B. Hello, hello! Nagbabalik na naman po ako. Ako po si Miss B, ang inyong resident math teacher na tutulong sa inyo para mas maintindihan nyo ang inyong math topics and math lessons. So yes po, ang ating learning channel ay dedicated lang po sa mga math topics and math lessons from grade 7 up to grade 10. Sa ngayon po, nagfo-focus po tayo sa grade 10 math, pero as we go along, mag-expand po tayo, mag-i-increase tayo ng content, mag-i-increase tayo ng mga lessons, and grade levels. So as usual po, kung nagustuhan niyo po ang video na to, please don't forget to like and mag-subscribe na rin kayo para may updates kayo sa bagong videos na i-upload ko. And of course, please don't forget to click the bell icon para number 1 kayo lagi na mag-view ng mga videos ko. So, yun lang po. Ano ang ating lesson for the day? So, before, nagkaroon po tayo ng solving polynomial equations. Ngayon naman po ay we will be doing problems involving polynomials. So, nasa grade 10 math pa rin po tayo at nasa last lesson na po tayo ng first quarter. So, our objective for today's lesson ay to solve word problems involving polynomials. So, mga word problems po tayo. I will be giving you several examples kung ano-ano yung mga types ng word problems na pwede nyong ma-encounter. And of course, our most essential learning competency of the day or milk of the day is solves problems involving polynomials and polynomial equations. Okay, hindi po na po tayo magpapatumpik-tumpik pa. Magsimula na tayo. So, last video, nag-iwan po ako sa inyo ng isang challenge question. And we will be solving that today. So, this challenge question was find a and b if the polynomial x to the fifth minus ax plus b is divisible by x squared minus 4. Let's analyze this problem. Sabi po dito, itong polynomial na to, si x to the fifth minus ax plus b, ay divisible by x squared minus 4. So, ang ibig sabihin ng divisible ay kapag dinivide sila, walang remainder. So, what does that remind you of? Diba, naalala natin si factor theorem? So, ang pwede po natin gawin ay hanapin muna natin yung roots nito. Dahil kung alam natin ang roots nito, yan din po ay divisible then yung ating x to the fifth minus ax plus b. Okay, so first, let's find the roots. X squared minus 4 equals 0. So if we do that, meron po tayong dalawang makukuhang root, si positive 2 at si negative 2. And then after that, we will be substituting these two values dito po sa ating original polynomial. Bakit? Remember, na if these two are factors, ibig sabihin, this whole thing, ang polynomial natin, should be equal to 0. So, yun po ang gagawin nating basis. Okay? So, let's substitute si positive 2 muna to the fifth minus ax plus, hindi pala x, a times 2. And then, plus b. Remember, please make it equal to 0. According to factor theorem. And then our next equation is negative 2 naman po equals a times negative 2 plus b equals 0. So what will happen here? Magsisimplify po tayo. Let's proceed to the third step. We will have 32 minus 2a plus b equals 0. And then the second equation will become negative 32 plus 2a plus b equals 0. So, kung ang gagawin po natin ay ililipat natin sa kabila si 32, ang magiging itsura po ng ating equations ay negative 2a plus b is equal to negative 32. And this one will be 2a plus b is equal to positive 32. Alright? So, yan po ang ating two equations, and using our knowledge in solving equations into variables, ang makukuha po nating value ng b ay 0. So, since may value na po tayo ng b, we will just substitute that in any of these two equations para makuha po natin ang ating value ng a. So let's change color. 2a plus b is equal to 32. Dahil po ang b ay 0, we will just have 2a is equal to 32, which will give us a value of 16. So, yan na po ang ating final answer. Nakuha na natin ang B and A. So, sana tama po ang nakuha nyong sagot sa ating challenge question. Okay. So, now, dito na tayo sa ating meat of the lesson, which are word problems. So, I have here several examples ng mga word problems po. Simulan natin with example number 1. A tree is supported by a wire anchored in the ground 5 feet from its base. The wire is 1 foot longer than the height that it reaches on the tree. Find the length of the wire. Alright, so paano po ba natin isosolve to? So, syempre, i-drawing muna natin siya. Meron tayong puno. Okay? And then, it is supported daw by a wire anchored in the ground 5 feet from its base. So, essentially, ang ginagawa po natin ay triangle. Yan yung kanyang anchor. And it is 5 feet away daw. So, the wire itself is 1 foot longer than the height that it reaches on the tree. So, if we will let the height be x, 1 foot longer daw yung wire. So, ito yung wire natin. So, dahil 1 foot longer po siya, we will use the expression x plus 1. Okay? So, how do we solve this? It's looking very much like what type of triangle? Right triangle. Tama? Ano ba yan? Hindi marunong mag-drawing na maayos si Miss B. Sorry naman mga anak. So, yan. Kunwari maayos na right triangle. So, it looks like a right triangle. Tama? So, ang gagamitin po natin dito ay ang Pythagorean theorem. So, let's do that. Ang ating hypotenuse po ay si x squared. So, x plus 1 squared equals x squared plus 5 squared. Alright? So, now let's try to simplify and solve our problem. So, ang x plus 1 squared po, magiging x squared plus 2x plus 1 equals x squared plus 5 squared ay 25. Pareho po tayong may x squared, so mawawala na sila sa picture. And then what? We will be having 2x. Kung ililipat ko si 1 sa kabila, magiging 25 minus 1. 2x is equal to 24. Therefore, our x is 12. Okay, di ba? Simpleng-simple. Madaling-madali lang po itong first word problem natin. So, medyo hirapan natin ng konti. Okay? So, ayan. Meron na tayong complicated na polynomial expression. So, a gymnast dismounts the uneven parallel bars. Her height, h, depends on the time, t, that she is in the air as follows. So, meron po tayong formula or expression for h in terms of t. H is equal to negative 16t squared plus 8t plus 8. And then we have two questions. How long will it take for the gymnast to reach the ground? And when will the gymnast be 8 feet above the ground? So, kapag sinabi po natin how long will it take for the gymnast to reach the ground, ano po ba ang height ng ground? Diba 0? So, we will just let this expression be equal to 0 para po ma-solve natin si A. Okay? So, let's do that right now. Negative 16t squared plus 8t plus 8 is equal to 0. So, if you notice, kakaiba yung signs natin. So, kung gusto niyo po, you can actually divide the entire thing with a negative number. And not just any negative number. If you notice our numerical coefficients, lahat po sila ay pwedeng ma-divide sa 8. Tama? So, let's try to do that right now. We will divide the entire thing with negative 8. What will we get? I will be getting 2t plus t plus What is this? 8 divided by 8 is a negative. Sorry, mababago pala yung signs nila. Very, very sorry. I will be getting 2t squared minus, bakit 2? T minus 1 is equal to 0. So, syempre 0 pa rin siya dahil anything you divide to 0, the value or the answer will still be 0. So, now, ang gagawin po natin dito ay, it's a trinomial. Kayang-kaya naman nating i-factor ito. Tama ba? So, sana tama ang assumption ni Miss B, no? So, if a-factor po natin siya, dapat po magkakaroon tayo ng 1, dahil yun lang po ang factors ng ating 1. Now, dito na lang po tayo magkakatalo kung ano yung positive at ano yung negative. So, since negative t po yan, ibig sabihin kailangan mas malaki yung ating negative sign. So, I will give this negative here and positive here. Para maging negative 2t siya plus positive t. Okay? So, now that we have our roots, we will just use our zero product property, which means 2t plus 1 is equal to 0, and we have t minus 1 is equal to 0. Solving for t, we will be getting t. The first value will be negative 1/2, and the second value will be positive 1. So, yan po ang ating dalawang times. Now, question, alin dyan yung tatanggapin natin? Meron ba tayong negative time? Siyempre, wala. Diba? Wala naman tayong negative time. So, ang mas valid po na sagot na ating kukuhanin ay t is equal to 1. Yan na po ang ating final answer. Okay? So, now let's try to solve the second question. When will the gymnast be 8 feet above the ground? So, ang gagawin na po natin dyan ay kailangan daw ang height natin ay 8 feet above the ground. So, all we'll have to do is substitute h with 8. So, our equation will now look like 8 is equal to negative 16t squared plus 8t plus 8. So, as usual, gagawin lang po natin dito ay i-divide natin siya ulit by negative 8. Alright? And then, what will we do? Magiging kakaiba na yung itsura or mababago po ng slight ang itsura ng ating formula or equation. We will be having 2t squared minus t minus 1 equals negative 1. And then, ano po ang gagawin natin? Ililipat natin si negative 1 sa kabila. We will be getting negative 2t minus t equals 0. Alright, mawawala na po yan kasi negative 1 plus 1 is 0. Tapos, anong gagawin natin? Let's try to solve this. So, if you notice, pareho po ang terms natin may t. So, if we factor that out, magiging itsura nito ay t times 2t minus 1 equals 0. So, gagamitan po natin siya ulit ng zero product property. So, we will be getting t is equal to 0 and 2t minus 1 is equal to 0. So, may dalawang times daw tayong makukuha. Kapag kinuha natin yan, t is equal to 0 at saka we will have the other time is at half a second. Okay? Or kung ano man yung value ng t kasi hindi naman sinabi kung ano yung value ng ating t. So, yan na po ang ating answers. So, sana naging malinaw ang second word problem natin sa inyo. Okay? So, syempre, medyo hihirapan ulit natin ng konti pa sa next word problem natin. So, I have here, the sum of a number and its square is 72. Find the number. So, syempre, representation po tayo. It's always important to do representation dahil kung hindi po, hindi natin siya masasolve. So, yung any number na yan, pwede natin gamitan ng kahit na anong variable. But of course, ang usual natin ginagamit ay si x. So, ang sum daw ng number and its square, so that's x squared, is 72. Now, does it look familiar to you? Yes, mukha siyang jumbled up na trinomial. At yan ang gagawin natin sa kanya. We will rearrange it into a standard looking trinomial para ma-solve natin si x. Okay? So, we will have x squared. Tapos, we will have plus x minus 72 equals 0. So, dahil may trinomial na naman po tayo, ang gagawin lang natin sa kanya ay ifa-factor lang po natin. Ano-ano po ba ang factors ng 72 that comes up to your mind? Automatic, syempre, si 9 at saka si 8. At it satisfies our condition kasi kailangan ng difference lang nila ay 1. Tapos, since positive po si x, ibig sabihin mas malaki dapat ay positive. So, we will have these factors, x plus 9 and x minus 8. Zero product property will give us x plus 9 is equal to 0 and x minus 8 equals to 0, which will further give us negative 9 and positive 8. So, may dalawa po tayong possible answers. Wala namang binigyan na limitation kay number. So, may dalawa tayong possible answers. And that's perfectly fine. Okay? Alright, we are now down to our last problem of the video. And it is, a rectangular box has the same width and height if the length is 2x minus 3 meters and the height and width are x minus 1 meters. Find the volume of the box. So, meron po tayong rectangular box na pareho daw ang width and height. So, kung i-illustrate natin, syempre hindi po magaling mag-drawing si ma'am, pagpasensyahan nyo na po. So, let's say this is your length, and then your width, and your height. Or, baliktad pala si width at si height. Sorry. This is your height, and this is your width. Nasabi, pareho daw sila ng length. Okay? And then, it's already given. Si length daw ay 2x minus 3 meters. And then, these two dimensions are x minus 1 meters. We just need to find the volume of the box. Ang volume po ay paanong nakukuha? We just multiply our 3 dimensions. So, in this case, we will be having 2x minus 3 times x minus 1 times x minus 1 equals. That's it. So, yan po ang ating volume. Ang gagawin nyo lang po ay isi-simplify nyo po yan or you will be combining terms. You will do FOIL or kung anumang method po ang inyong ginagawa when you're multiplying this. And that will be your final answer. Okay? So, I will leave that to your imagination na lamang mga anak. Kayang-kaya nyo na yan. So, ito po ang mga example word problems natin. Kung napansin nyo po, merong substitution, meron tayong ginamitan ng Pythagorean theorem, pero ang ending po lagi ay nagsosolve po tayo ng mga polynomials. So, most of these polynomials, lahat po sila ay 2 lang yung degree, pero dito sa last, we have a degree 3 polynomial. So, yun lamang po, mga anak. Tapos na tayo sa lesson natin. Medyo mouthful, pero nairaos naman natin. I hope you learned something from me today, and I really hope that you will come back for more. So please don't forget to like and subscribe, and to click the bell button para lagi kayong updated sa latest content ni Miss B. Yun lamang po. Maraming salamat. Paalam!